I'm Dr. Scotty Bueller. I'm in the College for Humanities and Social Sciences in the Department of History, and I'm a historian of medicine. I am also a midwife. Before I pursued my PhD in history, I was a practicing midwife in Austin, Texas.
My name is Kaya Godan. I'm the new Director of Orchestral Studies in School of Music, College of Arts and Media, and concurrently I'm the music director of Chattanooga Symphony and Opera, and have my degrees from Arizona State University of Texas at Austin.
Hi, my name is Caitlin Hopkins. I'm a new faculty member for the College of Science and Engineering Technologies, and I am in the School of Agricultural Sciences. I am a plant and soil science faculty member, so I teach courses ranging from soil ecology all the way to landscape ID, plant physiology, pest management, you name it. So I cover a broad range of topics in my courses and as well as in my research.
When I was a midwife, I noticed that midwives told one particular story about where their occupation came from and how modern obstetrics emerged. And I noticed that OB-GYNs told a very different story. And I noticed that these different stories caused a lot of conflict between the two professions. These stories claimed that midwives and doctors were very different groups that have always competed. And I began to wonder how accurate that was. And so that led me to investigate the history.
So I have my doctorate degree from Arizona State University. So I knew that I was going to go back to teaching, even though I have been professionally conducting for the last 15 plus years. I feel like I've been collecting my experience so that my experience will benefit the future students who end up being teachers, most of them. So I'm super excited to be here and have this position.
So what got me started on my journey into academia and research was I was inspired by one of my professors in the biology department at STUNF Austin in my alma mater. He had some really cool research and was a very friendly professor, and he's someone that I look up to and try to emulate when I'm speaking to my students, teaching my students. He was just a really good mentor, and that's what I aim to be to my students, as a good mentor.
So this led me to my current research interest on 18th century French midwifery, where I investigate the much more complicated and nuanced relationships between midwives and male medical practitioners. And while conflict was definitely present, there were also many instances of cooperation and collaboration. For example, frequently midwives and surgeons were married and would actually work together, share a practice. In addition, in the case of France, male medical practitioners and the government were very invested in training and supporting the growth of the midwifery community. So there was never an attempt in France to eliminate women practicing in midwifery.
So for music professors, I think it's very different from the rest of the colleges and departments, since our research is considered performances. So my current interest is, obviously conducting professional groups, but as well as educational groups like colleges, other universities, or region or all state orchestras around the country, and just really spreading what we do at Sam Houston and also learn from that experience as well.
My current research project or interest that I want to begin with my new career is I like to look at protocols for nursery crop or greenhouse crops and see if there's anywhere that we can save inputs such as water, use alternative soilless media types, new soil types for our potted plants, optimizing production protocol for different floriculture crops. I also have interest in cut flower production. I also have some interest in pollinator research as well. So that's what I am working on now.
Well, as as someone who, in both my research and in my practice, has stood in both worlds of the sciences and the humanities, my passion is challenging our preconceived ideas that these are two distinct realms of knowledge. And I like to invite my students to investigate the ways in which being a good scientist makes you a better humanist, and being a good humanist makes you a better scientist.
My ultimate goal is to give, I know it's not too exciting, but to give a foundation and solid foundation for my students. So a lot of my students are music education students. So what that means is they are going to go out into the world after they graduate and influence younger musicians. So I feel an enormous responsibility to give them a solid foundation, good musical experience, so that they can spread that when they themselves become teachers. So ultimately, I just want to become the best teacher and, good, I don't know, like role model for my students to hang on to.
My ultimate goal for my research is I want to save inputs and therefore time and energy and money for horticultural crop growers. I can look at water use efficiency of plants and see, maybe a plant can have a same quality in the end, but we can use less water, or we can use an alternative soilless media and get the same result, and hopefully bridge the gap between academia and industry that we have, and try to convince growers to use more sustainable practices that I find in my research. Also, my economics and marketing interests. A lot of the ones that I like to look at are labeling of horticultural products as well as consumer preference. So we can do surveys and experimental auctions to see what consumers will actually spend their money on. And then we can, use that information to better develop a product that will better suit their interests. So that's marketing in a nutshell, but I like to look at that for horticulture, agriculture crops.
I'm interested in building the medical and health humanities on campus. For example, I'm establishing a speaker series related to the medical humanities. So reach out to me if you're interested in participating or have any recommendations.
What I've noticed since I've been here, even before I've been here, has so many faculty members reach out to me and just offer help and guidance, and everyone's been so nice, and it's really different from what I'm used to being a conductor of an organization where I feel like I'm at the top of the organization and I feel alone a lot of times. But here I have colleagues that are just, I think they really want the orchestra department to succeed, and I can really tell from the amount of support that they're offering me. So I'm grateful for them and just really happy to be one of the team members.
I would like to let my fellow faculty at SAM know that I am very impressed with the willingness of other faculty members to support new incoming faculty. It just makes me feel that much more welcome, and it makes me that much more excited to work with and collaborate with faculty inside and outside my department. It seems like a very good workplace, and I'm very happy that I am here.